guys, welcome to today's video and welcome on into my beauty stash. Today I'm going to be ranking all of the latest eyeshadow palettes that have made their way into my stash. These are some Halloween releases, some holiday releases, fall palettes. I think now we're already getting away from fall, moving into winter, more holiday, New Year's Eve inspired makeup, but I have 31 palettes to rank for you guys today. The last eyeshadow palette ranking video I did was like mid-September, so almost 2 months ago. A lot has found its way into my stash. I'm going to go as quickly as I can. If it is your first time here on my channel, I just want to say hello and welcome to all of you. My name is Steph. Obviously, I love trying out new makeup because I have so much of it. I am primarily a new makeup review channel, but I do multiple looks with eyeshadow palettes, makeup ranking videos, all that good stuff. If that sounds great to you, I want to invite you to become part of our makeup family. Do me a favor, click on that subscribe button and hit the bell next to it. That way you can be notified every time I do drop a new video. And if you love a good old-fashioned makeup ranking video, eyeshadow palette in particular, please give this video a thumbs up before you go. As usual, everything that I'm wearing will be linked and listed in the description box, along with all the palettes I'm going to be talking about. Affiliate codes, if I have any, I will place them at the bottom of the screen, and they are always in the description box. But some of those links and codes are going to be affiliate links and codes, so if you do end up shopping through them, I thank you so much for supporting me and my channel. I did film this look. It was using the new What's Up Beauty Dragon Eye palette. You guys have probably already seen that video go up, so if you're interested, be sure to check out that video so you can see how I achieved this look. But let's get started, guys. We have a lot to get through. Grab a snack, grab a drink. If you guys want to see how these 31 palettes rank in my stash, keep on watching. Now guys, some of these palettes were sent to me in PR, and I'm going to try to remember and let you guys know which ones were sent and which ones I bought. This first palette coming in at unlucky number 31, unfortunately the bottom of the bunch, and this pains me so much because this is one of my favorite indie brands. Unfortunately, it is the 2 Up palette from Lethal Cosmetics. They did send this to me. Thank you so much, Lethal, for sending this my way. Unfortunately, this palette just did nothing for me. The mattes were very lackluster. Like they just missed the mark. I think there's a lot of unnecessary space, unused space that could have been utilized for a couple other shadows. This just didn't do it for me, guys. They did include some water activated liners with this collection. Those have worked out really well, but the palette is a major pass. Coming up in the number 30 spot are these from Haus Labs. I did purchase these myself. These retail for $49 each. So this first one, this is the Volume 2, the Supreme Neutral Volume 2 palette. And I'm going to include my eyeshadow playlist linked in a pinned comment. That way you guys can go check out all the reviews I've done over these palettes. But yeah, I mean, for $49 and you're only getting 6 shadows, this is volume 1. I mean, I was expecting something really spectacular. Natasha Denona does her mini palettes with 5 shadows for $27. These are 6 shadows for $49. The packaging is pretty, but I don't think these are worth checking out. Not for $49. If you can get them half off, I think that would be great. Even 30 or 40% off, I think that would be great. But because of that price tag and because of just, they're not really anything special, you know, they're more just traditional mattes, traditional shimmers. That's why I'm putting them in the number 30 spot. Coming in at number 29 is actually, and these palettes from like here on out, they're going to be pretty decent quality. Like the shadows are going to perform really well, but the reason why I'm ranking them in the way that I am is, one, because I have to. It's a ranking video. And two, because I'm going to take the size into consideration, I'm going to take the color story into consideration, and so it's going to be more along the lines of like a personal preference. But coming in the number 29 spot is the Profusion Casper, the Friendly Ghost palette. So you can see this is a rather large palette. There are some pastel shades. I am not the biggest pastel fan out there, but I thought this actually performed really well. I picked up quite a few things. I did buy this myself. I picked up quite a few things from the Casper Profusion collaboration. The blushes are amazing. The stick blushes, oh my god, like those last so long. The ghost sponges are really cute, and this palette is really rather decent. If you were wanting to pick this up, maybe it is on sale already since Halloween is behind us. I would say it's definitely worth checking out, and it's affordable. You get quite a few shadows to choose from. I myself prefer smaller scale eyeshadow palettes, but this one is actually really good from Profusion. Coming in at number 28 is not usually a brand that will rank this low in my stash, and there's nothing wrong with the quality of this palette. Again, it's just going to go back to size and color story preference, and this is the Sickly Sweet palette from Blend Bunny Cosmetics. Now, when I reviewed this palette, I kept calling it Stickly Sweet. I have no idea why, but it is a pastel palette, which I have to give them credit for releasing a pastel palette as their Halloween fall release, because I really have seen a lot of pastel decorations going into for Halloween and then going into Christmas and whatnot. Even my Christmas tree that I put up has a few pastel ornaments in it. So I think they were definitely on trend, maybe even ahead of the trends. But again, personal preference, I am just not a big pastel lover. Now, I do like that they included some darker shades in here. The formula is spot on, both matte and shimmer. I think it's great. I know a lot of people took issue with this palette because this is not the traditional Blend Bunny layout palette. Traditionally, they do like a row of shimmers at the top, or they'll do the row of shimmers at the bottom, and then they go from light, medium to deep in their matte shades going down each column. But this one is different. This is like a more regular palette because we don't necessarily see that layout from other brands. It was, from what I can tell, mainly like a Blend Bunny brand layout, and I like that. But I also don't mind this. Like, this doesn't bother me at all, but I know quite a few people were bothered by this. But this is not why I'm ranking it where it is. It's just I am not the biggest pastel fan. I don't think they look that great on me. Some of you have told me otherwise, and I thank you so much for your very generous compliments. But for me, it's just not my favorite color story, so that's why it's finding itself in the number 28 spot. And I forgot to mention, I did receive that Blend Bunny palette in PR. So coming in at number 27 is another palette that I received in PR, and I do have an affiliate code with this brand, and it is the new Oden's Eye Hey Reindeer palette. This is one of two of their holiday releases for 2023. I love the cover art on this. I think it's beautiful. I also think that what's inside is really beautiful. It's just that I don't know. I used this palette once since initially filming, and I wanted to say, I forgot to mention this, but I have used all of these palettes at least once since filming with them initially. I'm just not completely sold on this color story. I don't know what it is. I love the orange. I think the orange is really, really good. This shadow here, they gave me a little bit of problems. I think this is a fantastic brown. I love the shimmers that are in here. It's just, for me, I don't know. It's just not my favorite color story. My affiliate code is Steff. If you want to pick this up or anything else on the Oden's Eye website, except collaborations, codes don't work on collaborations, but thank you so much to all of you who did shop my code. It is a fairly new code, so I really appreciate you guys using my code to purchase your either last year Oden's Eye holiday palettes or this year's holiday collection. You'll see the other palette later on in this video, but for right now, this one is finding itself in the number 27 spot. Coming in at number 26 is a palette I bought myself, and it comes to us from KVD. Now, I love the tin packaging on this one. This is the Surreal Bloom Metallic Vegan Eyeshadow Palette, and you can take this whole container out and then just use this little box as maybe a travel case, a keepsake, whatever you want to do. I think it is so, so pretty. I just love the design of it. And these are all shimmer shadows, and they're actually pretty good. I mean, they're like your traditional shimmer shadows that you would find at department stores and Ulta and Sephora. They're not like that amazingly sparkly, great indie eyeshadow shimmer formula, multi-chrome, duochrome formula that we've come to love, but these are pretty decent. And I want to say this palette came in around $28, $30 price tag. The liquid lipstick and liner that accompany this collection, amazing. Love them. I think it's called something Poison, but it's so, so good. I know I've talked about it. I think it ranked in my favorites for October, actually. This palette is really good, but again, it's just 6 shimmer shadows. I think you have to really be a fan of KVD or just really be inspired by the artwork to pick this up. So that's why I'm putting it in the number 26 spot. Coming in at number 25 is the palette I actually did a giveaway with, and I like this palette. Formula is great on this one, and I'm talking about the Natasha Denona Xenon palette. Love the packaging, the little stars. That's what it seems like to me, a midnight sky with some beautiful stars. And then here is your predominantly black, white, and gray color story. Now, the shade that I'm most disappointed with is this one right here. I know I've said this several times. I just really wanted it to be more pink because I think pink and gray are beautiful color combinations. This is a nice palette. It performs really well, but for me, it is definitely a companion palette. And I've used this as a companion to another palette that you're going to see coming up in today's video. I think if you lack these shadows in your stash, like kind of all together, then this palette makes perfect sense. But if maybe cool tones are not your thing, or you don't really want to go, you know, with the blacks and the grays, then yeah, this is going to be a definite pass for you. This is a palette that's for a specific demographic, for a specific niche that is missing these shades in their stash, or that really just can't get enough of like gunmetal shades like this. I think is a really pretty palette, especially for New Year's Eve. You can create some beautiful looks with it, but because I am not going to reach for it too often, I actually reach for the mini Xenon palette more than I reach for this one. That's why I am putting it in the number 25 spot. Oh, and I almost forgot. How can I forget this? I do have an affiliate code with Natasha Denona that gives you 15% off of your order over on her site. And I believe it is Steff. And yeah, guys, and thank you so much for those of you who have used my code to pick up your palettes. So coming in next is another palette that I did purchase myself, and that comes to us from LA Girl. I'm actually wearing the highlighter that came in this collection. So this is the LA Girl Beauphoria. Let me see. Sometimes this gets a little hard to open because of the plastic. But this is the Beauphoria. It's like a face palette because you have a blush, you have a highlighter, and then all of these. I mean, you can use these interchangeably. This is a really good formula. LA Girl, I gotta hand it to them. They did a really nice job with this one. I picked it online from up online from Ulta Beauty, and again, there were some other items released in this collection. I like LA Girl. I like LA Girl a lot. They don't always get it right, but when they do get it right, they do a phenomenal job. And there's a lot of good within the brand, and I love that it's affordable, and this palette is definitely affordable and worth checking out. Coming in at number 23, I did purchase this myself, is the Metamorphic palette from Beauty Bay. Now this opens different from their other palettes. So you have a double-sided mirror there, and then you have these beautiful cool tone shadows. In my opinion, the shimmers are where it's at for this palette. If you buy this palette, you're going to be blown away by the shimmers. They are so sparkly, good. And you could use this in conjunction with the Natasha Denona Xenon palette. I think that would pair perfectly. Not to say that the mattes in here aren't great, but like the deepest matte shade is going to be this blue, and I know some of you just don't do like blue matte shadows or anything like that, so you could bring in the Xenon palette and use the grays and blacks in that one, and then do these gorgeous shimmer shadows. I mean, this is great, and you guys know that Beauty Bay is super affordable. This could be on sale already. I know Beauty Bay had kept sending emails about a sale that was happening, so maybe this one is already like 20 or 30% off, but by any means, it's definitely worth checking out. If you've never tried the Beauty Bay formula, this would be a nice one, especially if you love your shimmers, and I have been enjoying this one. So coming in at number 22 is a palette that I was sent in PR, and it is the Nomad Air Travel Palette. This is a really cute palette. I do have a code with them. I don't remember if it's Steff or Steff 10. It's going to be down here, and it will give you 10% off of your order. If you're looking for just a basic warm tone brown neutral palette, this is going to be your best friend. This is travel friendly. You do get a full-size mirror over here, and I love it. The matte shadows on point, the shimmer shadows are on point. Maybe it's just a palette you're going to leave at work, leave in your desk, or maybe you're just going to keep it like in your makeup bag that you keep in your purse or something like that. It is that palette that's on the go, that's never going to fail you, and I love it. I like that Nomad did this little Nomad Air travel collection. I've been loving the lip balm, the moisturizer. I haven't gotten too much use out of the setting spray, but I am definitely going to take the bag with me the next trip that I go on, and I might be taking this one with me as well. Coming in at number 21 is another palette I was sent in PR, and I do have a code with this brand. I believe my code is Steff 10. And this is the Mirage palette from Alter Ego. This is going to be another warm tone neutral palette. This palette is inspired by the Huda Beauty Empowered palette, I believe. I think so. But this is a really nice color story, especially if these are the shadows that you use on the daily. The quality of these shadows is there, and this palette is super affordable. Now, you are getting 2 cream shadows that you could very easily use as eyeliners, or you can use them as a base for some of these shimmer shadows if you want to do a more smoky eye. But I thought that this palette performed really well, and I was really impressed by the quality of the shimmers. Not Shop Alter, well, that's the name of their website, Shop Alter Ego. But Alter Ego is a brand that primarily does inspired palettes. I would love to see them do their own color story. Maybe one day they will, but I can understand the creation of an inspired palette because the palette that this is inspired by is pushing $70, and that's not going to be in everybody's budget. If you want the look for less with the same great quality, sometimes even better, Alter Ego is a brand you definitely want to check out. Coming in at number 20 is a trio of really cute palettes. I did buy these myself, and these are the Wet n Wild Foxtrot Holiday Foxtrot collection. So let me show you all 3 palettes. I ordered these straight from the Ulta Beauty website, and these do kind of get stuck. They kind of get hard to open. This one right here is called Sugar Plum Whiskers. Guys, these palettes are really good. The mattes are good. The shimmers are good. I mean, everything is just pretty solid with these Wet n Wild palettes. This one is a pressed glitter. I think this is the only one. No, this one has a pressed glitter as well. This is what I don't like opening them. This one is called Nutmeg Paws. This is the pressed glitter right there. Really nice holiday color stories. I don't think you need them all, but I mean, if you want them all, they're like $8 each, so it's not anything that's gonna break the bank. Again, online at Ulta Beauty, it was a full collection. Like, there were other things in the collection, but these were by far, I think, like the standouts from that collection, and they're definitely worth checking out. Coming in at number 19 is another Wet n Wild palette, but this one I was sent in PR, and it is their Scooby-Doo collaboration. Guys, this is an awesome Wet n Wild palette. If you can get your hands on the entire Scooby-Doo collection, I definitely think it's worth it. I have the box and the bag sitting over here. I would like to take them to work, like the little box, and just have on display on one of the shelves, but we'll see. I need to just kind of slowly take things in here and there. In case you don't know, I do have a new job. It's a 9 to 5 job in marketing. I'm so excited. I talked about it in my most recent Get Ready With Me video. So if you want to check that out and go hear my thoughts on it, definitely do that. But I do have a dedicated video over this entire Wet n Wild Scooby-Doo collection. Love the palette, thought it performed really great, and I like how Wet n Wild does their collections. Like, they just do a little bit of everything. I like that they're doing different things now, because I kind of felt there for a while the products they were including were getting a little too redundant. But I also love when Wet n Wild does their own collections, like the Holiday Foxtrot collection. That was their own. They didn't collaborate, because Wet n Wild used to do the most amazing box set collections. I still remember the days of the mermaid collection, and there was one with the dragonflies on it. There was Rebel Rose, I think, was another one. Like, those were the good old days with those beautiful, like, PR boxes, and they still do. They still do PR boxes. I was sent this in a PR box, but I love it when they do their own collections, but whenever they do a collection that is a collaboration, Wet n Wild seems to get it right when it comes to the packaging and all the little details at a fantastic price point. Coming in at number 18 is my very first PR package from this brand, and I do have an affiliate code with them, and I think it is Steff, and I'm talking about Sigma Beauty, and this is their collaboration with the Beauty and the Beast movie. Oh my goodness, guys. The PR box that they sent me has got to have been like the most beautiful PR package I think I've ever received. And I've been on YouTube for about 4.5 years now. Sigma knows how to present a product really, really well. Like, I just felt like I was getting one of the best gifts of my life. Like, no joke. The palette, the PR box was absolutely gorgeous, presentation and all. And also gorgeous is the formula. Like, this is a really good formula. I have a couple other Sigma eyeshadow palettes in my stash. They perform really well. They also sent me, in addition to this PR box that had all the Beauty and the Beast collection, they sent me a separate PR box full of brushes and brush cleaners. They also sent me another Sigma switch, which is what I use to like color switch change on my brushes. I mean, thank you, Sigma. Thank you so much, because I have definitely been getting a lot of use out of everything you've sent me, including this palette. It is beautiful. It's more neutral than anything. So if this is your color story, you're not going to be disappointed with this. Sigma is also going to be having an amazing Black Friday sale that I believe has already started by the time you are watching this video. So check out my community tab here on YouTube and my Instagram, because I'm definitely going to post about it on those two places. But yeah, this palette is beautiful. Let me know if you picked this one up. Thank you if you use my code, because it is a fairly new code. The packaging artwork is beautiful. Simplistic beauty with this one from Sigma and Beauty by the Beast. Next up is an eyeshadow palette that I did purchase myself, Afro Galactic from Juvia's Place. This is a really solid palette. It's a larger palette, but it's not too large. It's more scaled back than some of their other palettes have been, but these shimmers in here, they have beautiful shifts to them. Like, this is a really good color story. This is a really good formula. We do get a couple sequin shades. Sequin shades are matte with a little bit of sparkle to them that kind of just blend themselves out. I love this one. I think it's great. Look at that mustard yellow. I'm always down to have a mustard yellow in a palette. I'm always down to have a blue, like a teal shifty shadow like this. I mean, I don't mind this color story. Like, I could use this palette for a month and probably not get bored with it. That is how good I think it is. I think I ordered this from the Juvia's Place website, and Juvia's Place is always having sales. I don't have a code or anything with them, but pretty awesome palette if you are considering it, if you have your eye on it. I definitely think you're going to love the performance of this one. Coming in the number 16 spot is the first of two melt palettes that are on this list, and this is the Halloween Town palette, the collaboration with Disney and Tim Burton's The Nightmare Before Christmas. I like this palette. I think it's a pretty cool palette. I like the design, the shape. I've had it on display on the shelves behind me. I thought that this was a well-performing palette. None of the shades gave me any trouble. Could the shimmers be more impactful? Yes, they could. But Melt has become, while they're still an indie brand, they've become a very large indie brand, and I think out of everything, they could work on improving their shimmer formula. Yeah, I would say that. I rarely have any difficulty with melt palettes, but I know the same cannot be said for many of you out there. I know some of their palettes for some of you are definitely hit or miss. But for me, I like this one. I thought the color story was cute. I thought that the packaging was cute, like the holographic effect on it and everything. And I didn't pick up the entire Halloween Town collection, but what I did pick up, I have been loving, especially the highlighter that came in this collection. Amazing. And I ordered this. It was kind of released early on the Sephora app, so that's how I was able to order it. But I think yeah, they still have it on the Sephora site and of course on the Melt Cosmetics website, and I'm sure wherever else Melt Cosmetics is sold. Now coming in the number 15 spot is its sister, and I'm talking about the Christmas Town palette. It also has that holographic effect. This one I picked up the entire collection and I ordered it straight from the Melt website. I love this color story more, which is why I'm ranking it a bit higher. But this shadow right here needs some help. Christmas Town, it's a purple. Purples can get difficult to formulate, but if you pair it like with this shade Nightmare, or you bring in another shade, even the green or a black or a deeper purple, then it'll work. But on its own, it's a little finicky, but that's it. I love the color story. I actually think the shimmers in this one are pretty decent. I think they're a little bit better than the ones that are in Halloween Town. Same shape and everything, same number of shadows, and I thought it was really cute. I'm really glad they did this collection. No, I have not seen the movie yet, but I'm going to watch it before year's end. So coming in the number 14 spot is the Krampus Eve palette from Ladybug Glow. This was sent to me in PR, and I do have an affiliate code with Ladybug Glow, and it is Steff, and that will give you 10% off of your order. Guys, this is one of two palettes. This is the Christmas theme palette, and this is predominantly an all matte palette with the one rainbow multi-chrome shadow that is in the center. I thought this was nice. Like, I thought these matte shades worked really, really well. I myself want a couple more shimmer shadows, but for those of you that need some colorful mattes and you want to try maybe this brand or an indie brand, you don't want it to break the bank, this palette is definitely going to be that palette. I believe with the code, it retails for $33. So if you use my code or somebody else's, I want to say that's how much it's going to cost. Don't quote me on that, but it's somewhere around there. It's pretty affordable, especially for a small indie brand. I think that they did a beautiful job. Kitty's Tavern. Oh my gosh, goodness, I'm so sorry. I forget. I know her name is Kitty. Her name is Kitty. She's on Instagram. She is the one that designed these Krampus palettes, and I think she did a phenomenal job. And I apologize to her so much for saying her name wrong, and here I am saying it wrong again. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. But they both did. Amanda and Kitty did a great job with this palette, and there's going to be another palette, which is Krampus Continued, coming up later on in this video. But for right now, this one is finding itself in the number 14 spot. Coming in at number 13 is the Simply Posh Cosmetics Cozy Cabin Eyeshadow Palette. Guys, I had no idea that this was a re-release, but there are different shadows from what the original Cozy Cabin palette looked like. So I'm still fairly new, I would say, to Simply Posh. They've been in my stash for a little over a year now. I did receive this in PR, and I do have an affiliate code with them. It is Steff, and that gives you 10% off of your order. But when I found out that Simply Posh Cosmetics was here where I live, in my same area, I was like, no, I gotta try this brand. Like, I have to support my local small business. And Kayla, the owner, has been kind enough to put me on her PR list and give me a discount code for you guys. So for those of you who have shopped this palette or the entire Cozy Cabin collection, because there was a cheek palette included, which I've been loving. It's a Cozy Up palette. You get 4 blushes and you get 4 highlighters, very smooth highlighters. Thank you so much for those of you who have used my code, because I get the emails saying your code was used, your code was used. It doesn't tell me who used it or anything like that, but I have been getting a lot of those emails. So it makes me so happy that I have your support. I appreciate it, but I love it even more because you are helping me to support a local business here in my area. And down here where I live in deep South Texas, there aren't a lot of beauty brands. Like, this is the only one that I know of. So I will always be a supporter, a fan of Simply Posh and Kayla. She is a self-taught makeup artist, gorgeous girl. You got to follow her on Instagram. But she has created some beautiful color stories, including this one in the Cozy Cabin palette. This is typically how she does the layout of her palettes. I love it. I think it's a very user-friendly palette because you can just take it column by column and create a look. 2 mattes, 1 shimmer, call it a day. Or you can mix around the palette the way I like to do. But this is a really nice palette. And her shimmers, which are duo and multi-chrome, they have more of like a clear base to them. So they're going to be more textured. I would recommend a glitter glue, but they are sparkly and they are shifty and they are just good. This palette on its own retails for, I think, $45, less of course a affiliate code, a discount code. And I think it is definitely worth having in your stash. Like, it looks like a Cozy Cabin, right? Like, it looks like, you know, all of the vibes that you would get if you were in a Cozy Cabin. I am not a cold weather girl. I know Alicia from Alicia Budget Beauty, when I watched her review of this one, she mentioned the same thing. And I'm like, girl, I am right there with you. Like, here in Texas, we do better in the heat. We don't do that good in the cold. So maybe one of these days I'll make it like to Colorado, to Aspen. Maybe I'll get to go skiing. But it is unfortunately not at the top of my list. But let me know if you picked this one up and let me know what your thoughts have been. Coming in at number 12 is the Glamlight Friday the 13th. What is it? The Camp Crystal Lake palette. Is that what it is? Yeah, Camp Crystal Lake. Love that holographic effect on it. This color story is deep, dark, dramatic, but I also think it's very Christmassy. I mean, because you have the red, the green, the blue, the gold, the silver. I love what they did here. I love this one. This is the only Halloween palette that I picked up from Glamlight. As usual, they kill it with their packaging. Like, just everything is so well thought out, but I do think they released too much. I think it was just too much, too overwhelming. I am a collector of Glamlight, but I just could not order everything. I'm not an affiliate with them. I don't get PR or anything like that. And I have a shelf back there dedicated to them. I would love to be on their PR list. So Glamlight, if you're watching, hey, shout out. I want to be on your PR list, but I am happy to buy their products because I know that they create beautiful quality eyeshadows and they don't break the bank either. They do everything at a reasonable price point while still giving you nice presentation, a nice formula, nice collabs. I do want to see them do their own stuff. You know, I don't mind a collab here and there, but I want to see them, you know, do their own stuff. Go back to food, because originally they were like a food themed indie makeup brand, and I feel like they've gotten away from that over the years. I remember their happy hour collection that had like the wine palette, the martini palette, margarita palette, all of those. Those are really good. So I'm hoping that going into 2024, maybe they kind of slow down with the collabs and start doing some of their, going back to their roots and what they used to do. But I'm happy to say that their formula has been pretty consistent, and that's why this one is finding itself in the number 12 spot. Now, coming in at number 11, and this was actually the cutoff point for ranking these palettes, because I know I've tried a couple since you guys are watching this video, but I wanted to make sure I had the opportunity to use all of these palettes at least once since initially filming with it. This is a palette that I bought myself, but I do have an affiliate code with them, and it is the Unearthly Cosmetics Devour palette. So this was their Halloween mystery box set. I bought all of it, and can you believe I was just able to sit down and film with it a few days ago? This was my get ready with me video palette, where I was talking about my new job and, you know, things that might change a little here and there on my channel going forward, since I am working a full-time 9-to-5 job. But this Devour palette, I used it the following day, but I didn't get to film it. This is a really pretty palette, and I meant to say in that video that I think, was it this one or Fall Magic? Because I am going to be filming with Fall Magic coming up. One of them reminded me of the latest ABH palette, and I'm not really buying ABH at the moment, like their eyeshadow palettes and stuff, just because their formula hasn't been working for me. But I love the Norvina, the larger palettes. Like, I'll buy those whenever those come out. But as far as like the regular ABH, I'm going to kind of be staying away from those, so don't really expect to see that on my channel. But was it this one that reminded me of it, or is it Fall Magic? I have to check. Anyway, the formula is much better over here at Unearthly Cosmetics, and I really like this. I mean, this green is stunning, and these, they're not white. They have beautiful like purple green shifts to them. Oh, this is a beautiful, beautiful palette, and this is like a really dark green. It's not a black. I just think it's beautiful. The entire collection was really pretty. They did just send me in PR Fall Magic, and these, is it the Sorcerer? I have it right here. Let me show it to you guys. The Sorcerer's Smoke palette, and this is what it looks like. Oh my god, I cannot wait. I want to do a video where I do 2 looks with each palette, so that is my goal for this week. That might be the video that you see go up after this one. I'm not too sure, but I'm hoping to film with those really, really soon, so be on the lookout for that. But they did decide to sell Devour on its own, not with the entire box set. So if you want to pick it up, again, my affiliate code Steff will save you 10% off. Okay, guys, now we're into the top 10. Coming in at number 10 is a palette I did purchase myself, but I do have an affiliate code with this brand, and it is one of my favorite indie brands. We're talking about Sugar Drizzle, and this is the Sea Siren palette. This is beautiful. The artwork, I forget who it was designed by, but if you watch my video on this, then I'll let you know. But beautiful. I mean, like, so cool, so much fun for Halloween season. This palette contains some beautiful shimmer shadows. I love to see like a duo multi-chrome like this, and then a green in there. Just beautiful. There's only 3 mattes in here, so I feel like if you want to deepen up this palette, you're going to have to bring in some of your other favorite matte shadows, but on point as usual with the formula from Sugar Drizzle. I think Sugar Drizzle has a really good formula, and they do it at a really good price point considering what all you're getting. Keep in mind, formulating multi-chromes and duochromes, holochromes, all of those specialty shadows, they aren't the least expensive. They are more expensive to formulate, so obviously palettes are going to be more expensive if they have those specialty shadows. But Sugar Drizzle, I think, has always been budget friendly. Like, you're getting a good deal, I feel, whenever you buy a Sugar Drizzle palette. That's just me. I love the brand. I discovered Sugar Drizzle a while back with their Pizza Kitty palette. And then, you know, it just kind of spiraled out of there. It's a very collectible brand. And I know a lot of you collect all of the palettes. I'm the same way. I didn't get this in PR, but I wanted to buy it myself because I just loved it. And it's a brand that I collect. So yeah, if you want this, if it's still in stock, grab it. But I do believe this one is limited edition. All right, guys, coming in at the number 9 spot is a collab palette. I think this was a fabulous palette for spooky season, and I'm talking about the Castle of Horror palette. This is the collab with Ladybug Glow and Blair. Such a cute human. Like, he's the best. He's so adorable. And Amanda, the owner of Ladybug Glow, she is the sweetest person. She's just so thoughtful. And I am so happy to support this brand, and I'm even happier to support this particular palette because it is a collaboration with Blair, and this color story is on point. I love that it's a 9-pan. I love that it's user-friendly. I like that it's deep, dark, and dramatic, and I just think that the shimmers, everything in this palette is well thought out. This is my favorite shadow. This one right here is like a purple red shift shadow. It's stunning. You got to get this home if it's still in stock, which they might have literally 1 or 2 palettes left. You got to get it. And my affiliate code Steff will save you 10% off. Coming in the number 8 spot is this little cutie right here from Natasha Denona. I ordered this myself. I don't get PR from Natasha Denona. I just have an affiliate code with Natasha Denona. And this is her mini trio chrome palette. I thought that this one was really cute, but I love blue shadow. And I realized that blue shadow is not for everybody. So some of you would likely have ranked this a lot lower, but I love working with blue, and I love Natasha Denona mini palettes. I think they are so good. And I like that there are 3 matte shades in this one, a light, a medium, a deep. I have fun with this one. I mean, you know, I could use this to go on like a weekend getaway and be okay. And I think it's really cute. These little palettes retail for $27, but again, my affiliate code Steff will give you 15% off over on the Natasha Denona website. Coming in at number 7 is from Wicked Widow, and this is their Graveyard Smash palette. Again, another smaller palette. You do get a mirror over here. I like how it opens like a book. And then these are your 8 shadows. I was sent this in PR, and I do have an affiliate code. It is Steff, I believe. That saves you 10% off. I thought this color story was fantastic. Like, I think this is on point for fall. I thought it was on point for Halloween. I love the theme of the palette, and I love the shadows that they included. I think it's just an even good, well thought out split of matte and shimmer shadows. I actually think some of these are duochromes in here, but very nice shifty shimmer shadows. If this is still available, it's definitely worth checking out. I hope that they continue on this palette trend. I like it. I think we get so many larger palettes, like 14, 16, 20 plus palettes, that it's nice when a brand can just kind of focus on a good 6 to 12 shadows. I think that's good, and I like this trend that Wicked Widow is doing, and I think this is a really cute palette. Coming in at number 5 is a palette I just used recently in one of my videos, and it was sent to me in PR, and I do have a code with them. It is Fantasy Cosmetica, and this is their Warlock palette. So I used this palette to act as a base, or to use the matte shadows that are in here for their new Lost Library collection. That video is already live on my channel, so definitely check it out. My affiliate code with Fantasy Cosmetica is Steff, and it will save you 10% off of your order. They are about to have an amazing Black Friday sale that's going to start on November the 19th. So everything at their website is going to be at a discount. Plus, you can use my affiliate code Steff or anybody else's code to receive an additional 10% off. So if this is a sign for you to try Fantasy Cosmetica, I don't know what is, because this is a brand that definitely needs to be on your must-try list. It needs to be on your indie makeup radar because they have a really nice formula. I love the color story here. I love the split of matte and shimmer shadows. Their duochrome multi-chrome formula is spectacular. Like Sugar Drizzle, like Ladybug Glow, they are an affordable indie makeup brand. And when they create a collection, it's not just an eyeshadow palette or an eyeshadow palette. It's not just, you know, eyeliners and eyeshadow palette or anything like that. Like, they do full scale collections that include candles, perfumes, other things besides makeup. And I like that. It is along the lines of like a mythical themed brand. I don't, this is not necessarily my genre. I am not really, I don't want to say I'm not a fan. It's just, it doesn't appeal to me, like the whole mythic theme and all of that. I don't know, guys. I mean, to each their own, right? But I think that they have a great formula, which is why I love trying this brand and I love featuring it on my channel. And I like the things that they do different outside of just makeup. In the video that I recently did featuring their Lost Library collection, there were 9 new lipsticks that are going to be permanent to their collection. There was a beautiful candle that they sent me, which I have it over here. I'm going to burn it later this evening, but Fantasy Cosmetica is definitely a brand that you need to put on your list. Coming in at number 5 is the last Sugar Drizzle palette that I have to share with you. This was designed by Angela, aka Doodles by the Bunny, over on Instagram, and this is the Elements of Evil palette. So we got a lot of green, we got some orange. It's just a fun palette. I thought it was such a cute palette for Halloween. This is definitely limited edition. I think once it sells out, that's it. I don't think there's going to be another restock of this one, but this is a good one. This is a good one. It is a must-have. Again, I know a lot of you collect Sugar Drizzle palettes. You gotta collect this one, especially because it was designed by Angela. I think her and Nikki did a fantastic job with the color story, the layout, the artwork. You get a mirror. I think it's too cute, guys. Again, my affiliate code Steff10 gives you 10% off of your order. It's a must-have. It's a must-have, and it's great, and it has green, and that's why it's one of my faves. Okay, guys, we got 4 palettes left. Coming in at number 4 is a palette that was just dropped about a week ago, and I am new to their PR list. I did receive this in PR, and I'm new to having an affiliate code with them, and I believe my affiliate code is Steff. That will give you 10% off of your order over at Artitude Cosmetics. This is their Abscission palette. This is a gorgeous fall eyeshadow palette. Guys, Artitude Cosmetics has such a wonderful formula. Like, I have really been enjoying this brand. I discovered them this year. Their first palette that I tried was the Man Eater Untamed palette. Blown away by that one. Easily one of the top 10 palettes for me in my stash for 2023. Yes, I will be doing a full eyeshadow palette ranking video. Actually, no, I think I'm going to do the 10 best and the 10 worst. I'm going to do whatever I did last year because there's just no way I can rank them all. Like, we'll be here literally for 24 hours. But this one is finding itself in the number 4 spot, and with good reason. It is such a good formula. This is a UK-based indie makeup brand, so shout out to all my UK beauties out there. I really have to put this in the top 5 spot because it deserves it. The formula is so good. The shimmers, the mattes. It's a very user-friendly palette. Like, you can build into your desired pigmentation with this one, with the mattes. I just think it's spectacular. It's very easy to work with. Let me know if you picked this up. Let me know what your thoughts have been. Have you tried Artitude Cosmetics? If not, add them to that list. Coming in at number 3 is the last Ladybug Glow eyeshadow palette, and it is the Krampus Continued palette. Look how cute. So cute. When we open it up, this is the 9-pan color story. This is such a good color story. Now, if you order this palette, this shade right here, and they have sent it to me already, but this shade is very hardly pressed and it feels dry. That's what it looks like. They are going to send you a replacement. So when you order this palette, you'll get the palette and then you'll get that little single shadow in the box. And then you can pop this out and then put that one in. But Amanda, the owner, she did notice that. She did her quality control check. She did notice that, hey, there was something wrong with this one. The lab agreed. They sent her singles as a replacement. And I'm so glad that she noticed. And as a brand owner, she took the initiative to make the change and she let us know what was going on. So kudos to her. I think this is a beautiful color story. It's a different color story. I think it is a year-round color story, and I just love it. I just love it. I love the size. I think it's cute. I am not entirely familiar with Krampus. I thought that it was something that Kitty created, but it's not. Some of you all told me there is a myth or a story behind Krampus, so I have to do my research on it, but I mean, I'm thinking it looks cute and I love the color story. Let me know if you picked this up. I've been loving it and I hope you guys have been as well. Okay guys, 2 palettes left. Coming in the number 2 spot is the Oden's Eye Snow Dream palette. This is their one of 2 holiday palettes for 2023. I was sent this in PR and my affiliate code Steff gives you 10% off of your order. Love the cover art. Like that is the one thing that Oden's Eye always gets right is cover art. They always do a fabulous job with it. This color story, I love it. I know it's not for everybody. I know some of you have said, oh, it's a little too light. But I think for a lot of you out there, you kind of need something like this maybe for work. Maybe you can't wear deep, dark, dramatic looks. Maybe you have to keep it a little more neutral. This is festive while still being neutral, while still being wearable. I think this is going to be a very work appropriate palette, not just for the holidays, but for year round. I had 0 issues with this palette. I thought it performed great. I love this color story. I think it is just so pretty. It's a little more warm, but then you have a couple little, no, not really. Not too many cool tones in this one. It's more of a warm tone palette, but I like it. It was my favorite, and that's why it's finding itself in the number 2 spot. Okay, guys, have you guessed? Do you know what is in the number 1 spot? This is a palette I did do a giveaway on, and it is probably my favorite from this brand, and I'm talking about the Danessa Myricks Lightwork Volume 5 palette. This is beautiful. She's an expensive beauty, but she is well worth it. These are beautiful, beautiful shadows. So let's see, you get 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18 different shadows in here. I think there's 5 or 6 different formulas in this one. Obviously, it's going to be a companion palette because these are all shimmer shadows, but they are beautiful. I think you have something for everybody. You have something for more neutral looks, and then you have something for those of you that want those more fun pops of color. I have Lightwork volumes 3 and 4, and by far, hands down, this is my favorite as far as formula, performance, color story goes. I think Danessa Myricks just hit it out of the park with this one. I love having this in my stash. I also did a look where I used the Natasha Denona Xenon palette along with this palette to create a look. It's just a beautiful palette. What a beautiful gift this would make for the holidays. Hopefully you guys grab this during the Sephora sale, but I'm sure Danessa Myricks is going to have an amazing Black Friday sale to where if you didn't get it at Sephora, maybe you can pick it up over on her website. I love it. I think it is well worth owning. Woo! Okay, guys, so 31 palettes. 31 palettes ranked. I'm going to do my best to have everything linked in the description box. If I don't get to tag like the makeup that I'm wearing or link it, I'm just going to tag the video to where you can watch me create this look. That's probably going to be easier because I'm limited to a certain number of characters in the description box, but I will have my eyeshadow palette playlist linked in a pinned comment. That way you guys can go check out reviews and looks that I've done with the majority of these palettes. Let me know your thoughts. What did you think of today's ranking video? Did your favorite palettes make my tops list, or maybe some of your favorites, hopefully not, made my bottoms list? Let me know what you've been loving. Let me know what you've been hating. Sound off in the comments down below. I want to thank you guys so much for watching another one of my videos. Y'all have a great day or night wherever it is y'all are at. Stay hydrated, drink that water, and I'm going to see you all very soon. Bye.